Alright guys, welcome to the channel today. Today we're going to be talking about 5 beginner resources to help you guys learn Dota 2 out of the gate. This isn't going to be like super high level stuff, super pro stuff. This is just some stuff that's helped me whenever I first started playing this game to actually go from having no clue as to what's going on to having a little bit of a clue what's going on and actually doing, okay in my normal matches. So let's take a look at this real quick here. So the first one I have is Dota Buff. If you have played the game at all, you probably know about Dota Buff, but I just want to put it out here just in case some people don't know about it. The big thing about it is kind of this meta stuff and this statistic stuff. This is like your OPGG, your Heroes Hearth, all your whatever those websites that you use for other MOBAs. This is like the equivalent of that. This one has all the statistics you could want about anything. So you can click on any individual hero. I'm not going to do that right now because I want to kind of go more through the overall stuff here. But if you go to heroes, you can go to the meta. This is one of my favorite things ever. It has it broken down by MMR. So if you're like less than 2k MMR, you can filter it to that and it'll show you the characters. It starts out with the characters that have the highest pick rate, but you can filter it to this. So see, it's pick rate. You can filter it to win percentage, and then it'll give you them in order by win percentage, and you can go through and see what characters have the highest pick rate and win rate in each elo. If you buy the upgrade of it, which let me check on that real quick. It's $6 a month, which isn't that bad. You get a whole bunch of other stuff. If you want to take a look at this on your own time, it's probably good because I'm not going to go through each and every individual feature of that. But yeah, it'll give you more stats. You can do this month, any faction, you can do all lanes, any regions. You can break it down by region, you can break it down by lane, which is probably really good. And then as you can see, you can click on these and filter it to whatever MMR you are. Yeah, so if you want to see what the best player is, like, oh man, look at this pick rate in high elo. Let's see who has a high pick rate in high elo. Well, Lena has the highest pick rate in high elo right now. Win percentage, who has a high win percentage? Lycan has an insane win percentage right now in high MMR. So it's kind of a good tool to figure out what characters are good and what's getting played a lot right now. Trends, this is kind of useful. It's not super useful. It'll tell you kind of who's been trending the most in kind of an upward fashion most of the time. So it'll show you, see how Chen's win rate has went from 49% up to 51% this week. You can filter it, by dates if you want. This is one I use a lot, lanes. You can see the presence of heroes in each lane. So if you're curious kind of what the meta is for the lane that you play. So if you take a look at mid lane right here, Tinker has a 92% presence rate in mid lane. Now that doesn't mean, what that means is that's where if he's played, he's played. If you want to know how much he's totally played, you have to go to, let me go back to it real quick. You have to go back to where we were. So this is like their overall pick percentage. But if you go to this, lanes, and you're curious just what heroes are almost exclusively, say, mid laners or off laners or safe laners or whatever, you can look at this. And then you can look at their win rate for whenever they're played in that role. So if they're played, so say Visage, he right now, if he's played mid lane, which he's only played mid lane 34.92% of the time, but if he's played mid lane, he has a really high win rate. So you might consider playing Visage mid lane. I don't know. I don't like that hero. He has summons. I don't want to play him. Off lane, same thing. Same stats. Safe lane, jungle. They even give roaming. So if you're curious on what characters can be played as roamers. And then you can set it to all lanes if you want as well. Next, you can go to most played. This will tell you what characters are played the most. Pretty straightforward. Win rate. You can filter it just down to win rate. Kind of like what we were doing with the whole meta one over there. And then you can look at some more specific stats like game impact. It shows you KDA. That's basically what that is. Economy, this is kind of an interesting one. It shows you which heroes can get the most gold. So it's showing you which characters, not which ones can, which ones are currently getting the most GPM, which obviously you would expect Alchemist to be at the top because he gets extra gold. And then farm, you can look at their last hit per 10 minutes. So Anime just kind of insane. Last hit per 10 minutes, we all know this. Super high farm character. The next thing I kind of wanted to look at here is whenever we do click on a specific hero. So let's go back to all heroes and let's click on, where's my boy at here? I suck with my alphabet apparently. Okay, Kunkka. So let's click on Kunkka, and then this is where we can get into more of like the deeper stuff that's going on here. So it tells me most of the time he's played mid lane, most of the time he's played off lane, or like he's played off lane, sometimes he's played safe lane. He's actually an interesting character because he can be played in all three kind of similarly. And it gives you their win rate, their KDA, their GPM, their XP, all that stuff. And then it'll give you the most popular ability build, which is really useful. It'll give you their most popular talent build, which is really useful. I wouldn't blindly follow this These are just the most used items. Don't blindly follow this though. Okay, this isn't where we get our exact builds. This is just to give us an idea of what items we're kind of looking for. This is like our pool of items. So this is probably the pool of items we're going to be picking from in a game. It'll tell you what heroes they're good against, what heroes they're weak against, and then where I want to kind of go for my items, this is where I normally go, is I'll go over to like one of these high MMR players, so it shows who's the highest rank on the hero, and then I kind of see what they've been building stuff, because then it shows you the timings and the order that they're buying stuff. So if you look at it, you know, this guy, he built this game, he decided not to go for the urn, which I actually really like the urn. The urn is pretty solid on Kunkka, but he skipped it and he went more of a tanky build. This seems like, did he play offlane this game? He was a core. I'm pretty sure there's a place where it tells me what. Oh, lane. Oh, I have to Dota Plus for that. Okay, there's somewhere where it tells you. Okay, support role. It'll tell you whether he's a support or core. So, you know, there's that. But so yeah, so this game he went for more of a, and I would say he was offlane this game because he built pipe and he built Crimson Guard. So he built a very low damage build. Whereas normally you would see, where's the high, like more of a high damage build? Battle Fury, Daedalus, Divine Rapier. You know, that's more of a high damage build. But the build that I was looking at, I'm kind of surprised I'm not seeing it now. That makes me wonder. So this is a guy, this is a recent game. This is an offlane build for sure. Yeah, see, offlane. There's where it'll tell you. And then you can click on more guides. But so he was offlane, he was a core, played this long. This is the server he played on, all his stats. And then this is his build that he actually went for. And then we can click on it. And it'll actually show us the game. It'll show us, let's see if we can pull this here. Yeah, and it'll show us his stuff. So, kind of cool. And then you can click on more guides. This is where I go for my item builds a lot too. And this shows you the exact breakdown of each individual item he bought. So it shows he bought boots, and then he went Blades of Attack, and then he went phase boots, and then he bought 2 bracers, and then he went for hood, headdress, so on and so forth. So yeah, kind of cool. So that's that. The other important stuff on this website, you can look at items, so you can see what items are built most. That doesn't tell you a whole lot. It just kind of tells you which items might be kind of strong, which ones aren't. You can look at win rates of items, game packed economy if you want. That's not that useful. Players is pretty useful. You can see who's, you know, most popular, who's played the most matches, who has a good win rate. So you can kind of find players that play your role, and you can click on them and then go see kind of what they do. So yeah, just stuff like that. So that's Dota Buff. There's a lot of different stuff. You kind of just want to go through it, play through it, mess around with it, see kind of what all it can do. I might do a deeper dive on it later. I kind of went a little deeper than I wanted to just for this video, but it's a really good website and you should definitely be using it. The next one I want to look at is Purge. Purge is a content creator. He's also a caster for Pro Dota. If you watch TI or any of the recent tournaments, he was there casting and doing, you know, some stuff like that. So he's a really high MMR player. He does coaching, things like that. So this is his website. This is just the homepage. It just shows his most recent videos. It's all he has on here. And then some forum stuff, you know, esports stuff, just general stuff that he wants people to see on there. You can click on this, see all of his videos if you want. You can filter it by topics and stuff. This is the really big thing I wanted to look at, Dota 2 guide. So if you're completely brand new to Dota, this is where you want to be. purgegamers.true.io/g/Dota to whatever guide. I'll have the link in the video description. All of the links for all of this stuff will be in the description. But this is a complete guide from you're a complete beginner. You have no idea what you're doing. And actually I watched a lot of his videos on this because I don't really like to sit here and read it. But if you're a reading learner, there you go. He has a link to his stream. So, you know, you can watch and play. Cool. He has a forum. So if you have any questions and things you want to ask him, here you go. You can submit replays, you know, stuff like that. This is a big one. He has coaching. So if you feel like you don't know what you're doing wrong and you've done everything you can do to kind of figure out what you're doing as a player, you can get a replay coaching, which I'd recommend. You just submit him a replay. He'll go through it. He has examples of these on his YouTube, and then he'll tell you kind of what you did wrong and what you can do better and things like that. You can also get an individual coaching session or a team coaching session. So I definitely recommend taking advantage of that if you're not sure kind of what you need to do to improve. Other than that, he has an about page, and it just kind of tells you about him. Stuff like that, in case you're curious on his credentials and stuff. Next, we have his YouTube videos. He has everything from him just uploading. So let's look at his playlist. That's the best way to do this. He has everything from him just uploading his high MMR games. So if you look at him, He has a lot of high MR games here. Sometimes he plays other stuff, but the playlist is what I really want to look at. So where I actually got started with Dota, if I can find him. He changed these around a little bit. I'm not seeing what I'm looking for. Created playlist. Let's go through them like this. Okay, here we go. So there's Learn Dota, and then there's Learn Dota Basics, and then there's one where, like, if you're absolutely completely new to Dota, it has a playlist for you too. But I'd recommend these two if you're completely new. It'll teach you the basics, and then this will teach you a little bit more advanced stuff. And then the other one I recommend is definitely this one, him teaching Day 9 Dota 2. This is him taking a player who's like a 2K-ish MMR player, somewhere around there, 2K to 2.5, something like that. And just completely giving him a lesson plan, coaching him, teaching him, playing with him all the way through. I mean, and there's 48 of these videos, so that's a huge playlist with all kinds of stuff. If I take a look at it, you can kind of see anything from laning to, you know, laning part 2. So there's 2 parts on laning. There's items, you know, just anything you could possibly want as far as a coach goes. That'll give you an idea of what a coaching session will look like. And then if you want to get one specifically tailored to you, you can kind of do that as well. This is more of a special one because he did it with another streamer. So I don't imagine all of them look like this unless you're constantly going to pay for an hour like every week. Then it'd probably look like that. But yeah, no. So that's his YouTube. That's Purge Gamers. It's pretty easy to find on YouTube. Next is Game Leap. Wanted to take a look at this. Basically, this is just kind of like your pro guides for Dota. I mean, they have like a guide for most characters. They don't have all of them, so I don't recommend necessarily going to this to like get a complete full overview of each hero, and some of them are pretty outdated, so I more recommend going to YouTube for these. But it is here if you want it. And then you can look at just kind of general stuff, so general knowledge, psychology, coaching simulation, and there's 17 more. Replay, support, there's just all kinds of learn your role stuff. So there's a whole lot of resources here, but where I mostly get their stuff is on their YouTube. It's the same thing, Game Leap, but it's Dota 2. And I like this because, for one, it's free content. For two, it's updated more frequently. So like you can look, there was a video today, there was one yesterday, there's one the day before. They upload a video every single day. So you're gonna find something that's gonna be helpful on here every single day if you want to. And then the last one I wanted to take a look at is Dota D Bowie. His stuff is a little different. He does mostly full VODs of his high MMR games. So if you look at these, he's got, right now he's doing a series where he's getting coached by high MMR players, which is pretty cool, on different heroes and different lanes and stuff like that he wants to work on while he's trying to push his MMR. So that's pretty cool. But a lot of it is just his high MMR stuff. He talks about a lot of meta stuff. He talks about a lot of general stuff that's going on in Dota that's changing. He looks at some heroes that people are playing and why they're playing them. So like a good one, is support Puck any good? There was one where, why are people playing support Zeus all of a sudden? I don't remember where it's at, but it's somewhere. Yeah, like here's one, Puck, is it meme or meta? So he does a lot of different stuff on his channel, but he's another good resource you guys should check out if you're wanting to learn some more about Dota and watch some kind of higher MMR games. But those are kind of the 5 resources. So, or that's 4 of them. The other one is going to actually be in Dota, so I'll pull that one up in a second. So let me go ahead and hide the window capture. Boom. Okay, and the last one that we're going to take a look at here is Dota Plus. So it's this little guy over here. I need to claim my thing for today because I predicted a win rate. But Dota Plus is anything that you see with this little plus symbol by it. It's like, what, is it $3? I think it's $3, maybe $4 a month. It's very cheap. But like it'll do the same thing that kind of Dota Buff does within the client. So you can get trends, you can get win rates. So I can filter it to end win percent, and then it'll filter it by their win percent. You can filter it by your MMR, so that's kind of cool. You also can go to specific heroes, like look at like Kunkka.
Full sail ahead.
What did I do? Oops. You can look
Worth
at their
my
tricks.
salt and more.
So you can filter it to a specific hero too, and get kind of the same stuff that it gives you.
None can stand against Sun Wukong.
Okay, that was random. I don't know why I just randomly heard something about Sun Wukong, but okay. But yeah, you can get there. It's kind of similar stuff that's on Dota Buff. But the really cool thing about this is it gives you kind of incentives to do things in Dota. So if you look at the rewards, you get these little, I don't even know what these things are called, shards. And then you can unlock skins. You can unlock legacy skins. You can get relics that are kind of cool. They show like your stats in game when you hit different stuff on the character if you hit like milestones. So that's kind of cool. You can get different chat wheel stuff. You can get tools. So it basically incentivizes you to do things within the game. So if we take a look at it here, there's welcome quests. So if you're brand new, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do pretty easily to get quite a few shards. And then there's also season quests. So place awards, win matches, complete hero challenges, all kinds of different stuff to get shards. So it gives you kind of incentives while you're playing the game. It's almost like a quest system that you see in most MOBAs nowadays that they have. So it gives you a reason to kind of play other than just playing. It gives you kind of outside objectives and things that you can do. So Dota Plus, pretty cool. Definitely recommend it. It lets you level up your heroes, which is kind of cool. You get different stuff for them whenever you unlock them. Mostly just shards, but yeah, you can get some like specific chat wheels to each character and stuff like that too. So yeah, so those are the 5 resources: Dota Buff, Purge, Game Leap, Dota Debawi, and Dota Plus. Those are the 5 resources I definitely recommend you guys check out if you're new to the game, or even if you've been playing the game for a while, because there's probably something for you too as well. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy that video, and I appreciate you guys checking out the channel.